Hey Campbell, it is a stunning and gorgeous day on the Northern Neck, beautiful as can be. I'm out in front of the church and you can see behind me some of the flowers and the pumpkins that some of our folks brought and decorated the front of the church. Thank you everybody for that decoration. It looks wonderful. Now on Sunday we may have some rain, so I want to give you a heads up, and that's to stay attuned to your email. If we believe it's going to rain, we will cancel the service outside in the park. We'll make a new arrangement. We can bring the worship team inside. We'll live stream the service. If we have any other plans, we will let you know. We'll give you lots of notice about that. It's stewardship season here at Campbell, and we're doing it differently this year because we can't all get together for our stewardship meal and the big kettle, the stew pot. So we're using videos and testimonials. So attached to this electronic newsletter, you'll see other links. Each one of those takes you to a small video, which is a testimonial about the work of our church. This week, the two testimonials come from Bill Young, who chairs our stewardship work, and the second one is Lou Crenshaw and his two granddaughters, Layla and Liza Leo, and they're doing a skit for you about the stewardship pot. You don't want to miss those. And on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the park, we'll have the service for Judy Epps. We anticipate a large group of as many as 70 people. We're going to invite people who will to remain in their cars, to have room for other guests, and you are invited as church folks. If you're coming, let us know. Just leave a note with the church so we can anticipate what size group we're going to have. And finally, we have some folks who want to start a book club with members of the church and friends. And so we have two women. Susan McEwen has spoken to me about a book club that would start in November. It would be on Mondays. It would be at 12:30. It would be a bag lunch and book club event. If you'd like to be part of that, call the church and just leave your name and say, yes, count me in, and we'll put you on that invitation. So that's all I got for now, folks. So be careful, stay safe, be kind, stay in touch. I miss you all, but I'll see you this Sunday. Until Sunday, goodbye and God bless.
Hello, I'm Bill Young, and I am the chairman of the Stewardship Committee and also the moderator of the Budget and Finance Committee here at Campbell Church. It's my pleasure today to present to you a short briefing on what the 2021 campaign for stewardship is going to look like. And I'm going to also give you a couple of other items that I think will be very important to you. Sunday, the 4th of October, is kickoff day for our campaign. The relationship between budget and stewardship is a very, very important piece for the decision making of your sessions. So we kick off the campaign for stewardship at the same time as we begin the budget process for 2021. So I want to talk to you just for a moment or two about what the budget for 2021 looks like. First off, about 90% of the budget is mixed up with three separate functions. One is personnel, two is the church and the facility grounds, and three is missions, makes up 90% of the budget. So about 60% of the budget goes to personnel, about 20% goes to facilities and grounds of the church, and about 10% of the budget goes to missions. The important thing about Campbell is that we have three basic other funds that we use for missions: Agape and Campbell Church Community Mission Programs, CCC&P, and then the Pastor's Emergency Fund. When you throw in the budget for missions and those three funds, we contribute over $120,000 a year toward missions and social services. So even though our budget item for missions is only 10% of the budget, we do a very, very good job on contributing to our people here in the local area. So I want to talk to you just a second about personnel. First off, we have 4 employees at Campbell. One is Margaret Hawk, who has been here for 12 years. She's the administrative assistant. She handles finances. She handles the telephone when Jim is not here. And she does everything else needed to keep the church going. She's had medical issues over the past 3 or 4 years. She's never failed to make her commitments to this church. She's very, very important to our function. The second, Maylee Bean, it is such a great contribution to our worship to have her participating in our music program every Sunday. Third, we have Shelley Gummerson, who of course has been working as our custodian for probably 12 or 15 years now, and is a very important function to keep this church clean, particularly in a time period like we have now with the pandemic. And finally, we have Jim Mosley. I know Jim has been here now 2 years. He's an amazing person. The crazy thing is, we still have managed to fund our pastor in a same level as we did with our previous pastor, Clay. And why we've been able to do that, I don't know, because we managed to do it with closing down or selling the manse, of course, where Clay used to live. So he is a super financial good deal for Campbell. But he's also one of the greatest speakers I've ever heard in my life. And he is a person that has done everything for our community and our congregation. So what I'm trying to say is we're very, very lucky that we have the personnel that we have. Just for a moment, I would like to tell you about Vanco. Vanco is a virtual financial ministry which Sessions has agreed to use starting in January of 2021. This will give you an opportunity to use a very multifunctional system over the internet to do your donations and your pledges. So we will have lots of information. It's a voluntary program, so it's not that you are required to do it, but if you are so interested in using that system, we will have that available to you in January. And over the next couple of months, we'll have training sessions for those that want to use it. So it's a voluntary program. I would also like to say that we're starting this campaign for 2021 low-key. We've lost the opportunity to have our stewardship lunch, which was a huge part of our experience of getting this thing started. So instead, we've gone to these videos that you've been watching. I want to tell you that the theme of the campaign is tell the story. And that's what we've been doing, is telling the story. Then we're asking you to join the journey with us, and then ultimately offer our thanks to God that we live in such a place and we are worshiping in such a church. We'll be sending out an email and letters next week, the first week in October. That will include your pledge card, so you need to get that back to us. Please send that back into the office. Margaret will document that for our campaign to match up against the budget. Pledge cards will also be available in Sunday service, and also they will be available in the office if for some reason you miss. So thank you, and please join our journey.
Okay, normally this time of year, at the end of the stewardship campaign, we would be outside stirring away, getting ready with a big pot of Brunswick stew for lunch after the 11 o'clock service.
But we would usually come over like at 7 o'clock, get the fire going, put stuff in it to start making the stew. So at 11 o'clock, we'd be ready with the stew. And we'd know that by sticking this paddle in. It would stand up straight all by itself.
That's the signal. That's right. One of the things we really love about Stewardship Sunday is the fact that we get to take all of the talents and the funds of the church. I think last year we had over 20 family members from the church sitting here helping us out with chopping chicken and chopping onions and boiling potatoes and making cornbread and desserts and setting up in the fellowship hall and then serving the meal and then probably worst of all, cleaning up. But that's really what makes it exciting for us.
But because of COVID, we have to rethink what we're going to do with stewardship.
That's right. And that doesn't mean that stewardship is any less important, but what it does mean is it's time for you to really think about how you can do your part in the stewardship campaign. And it's not only about the money. It's like we demonstrate in the Stewardship Sunday. It's about the other time and talents that you can offer up.
And this year, though there will not be any Brunswick stew, we've created an alternate brew.
And that would be Eliza Stew. There she is. Yeah.
I got stuck.